J.L. Carpenter, criminal defense attorney. I've been practicing criminal law in the state of Texas for almost 20 years. We represent a lot of folks who are accused of domestic violence. Oftentimes, clients will come to us and say, my wife or my girlfriend wants to sign an affidavit of non-prosecution. It should be easy to get my case dismissed. That's not the case these days, and here's why. Domestic violence charges and the way they were prosecuted changed a few years back. What happened was victims were going down to the district attorney's office and signing these affidavits, and the cases were getting dismissed. True victims are in a cycle of domestic violence. That means that there is the abuse. It starts usually verbally. It becomes physical. They make a complaint. After the heated moment is over, the abuser will then apologize and say he'll never do it again, or she. And there's kind of a honeymoon phase. And then it gets worse the next cycle around. Every time a victim would go down and dismiss the charges, nothing was done to help true victims of domestic violence, and a lot of these were ending in death. So prosecutors across the nation changed the way they would prosecute domestic violence cases. Today, if a victim goes down to the district attorney's office and says they don't want to prosecute, that's taken into consideration, but that doesn't get the case dismissed. In fact, there's now specialized divisions like family criminal law divisions that will take domestic allegations and see if they can prove the case at trial without the victim there to testify if he or she doesn't want to be. For instance, they'll listen to the 911 call and the statements that were made at that time. They'll listen to any kind of what we call excited utterances, which is a hearsay exception, statements that the victim made at the scene to the police while excited or under the influence of the incident. They'll look for medical records. They'll look for photographs, witnesses, but seldomly there's extra witnesses to these types of situations. So a lot goes into prosecuting domestic violence cases, even if the victim doesn't want to testify. That's why it's very important to have the right defense attorney to defend a domestic violence allegation. And what about the client who's truly innocent? He was just trying to get his keys and leave. Maybe she was blocking the door. Oftentimes we see he was just trying to get her away from the door so he could leave, so there wouldn't be any violence. We see a lot of these folks charged too, because when the police are called, somebody's going to jail. Domestic violence allegations will put an affirmative finding of family violence on somebody's criminal record for the rest of their life. You can't get this off of your record, even if you take a deferred adjudicated probation. That's why it's very important to choose the right attorney to defend in these situations. If you or a loved one find yourself charged with a domestic violence allegation, call us, J.L. Carpenter, 713-201-6767.